While lately having admitted the existence of the problem, the Bush administration is again emphasizing it will not support any limits, targets, or plans to reduce greenhouse gas emissions blamed for global warming. Polls show a majority of Democrats, independents, even Republicans consider global warming a crisis and favor immediate action, due in no small part to the efforts of Al Gore and his documentary An Inconvenient Truth, a phenomenon that has pushed the issue to center stage. Our third story in the countdown, is this the climate Al Gore needs to recycle himself back into politics for 2008? Asked about the temptation to run again in a Time cover story, Gore saying he's not convinced that that's the best way to pursue his environmental passions. Yet he has another book coming out next week that could pave the way for a White House run, heavy on the politics, democracy, the media, and the mess Americans now find themselves in at home and abroad. His Oscar-winning documentary spawned a round-the-world speaking tour that continues to be a huge draw, tickets selling out in a matter of hours, even being hawked by scalpers because of the demand. In July, he'll take place in a global warming music festival designed to reach 2 billion people on 7 continents. And then there's even talk about a Nobel Prize nomination in the fall. Oh, here we go. What about the fall after that? Let's turn to Newsweek's senior editor, Jonathan Alter. John, good evening.
Hi, Keith.
The polls show the environment is a major concern for most voters, Republicans as well as Democrats. He hasn't said no. Is Al Gore still undecided, or is that just a plot line that we in the media have created and perpetuated for our own reasons?
I think right now he's not winning, but not running. He could be winning, but he's not running right now. But a close aide of his, a former aide, told me recently he put the chances at about 10% that he would jump into the race at some point. He has a long time before these filing deadlines. He could wait until October before getting into this thing. So it's possible, but not likely.
What do the leading Democrats think about him right now? Would Senator Clinton, Senator Obama, or any of the others rather have him say, yes, I am in right now? Or is this Al is at the horizon but no closer thing just fine by them?
Well, what would really be fine by them is if he doesn't run. But I think if he were to run, they'd rather he gets in now because, of course, you're more attractive when you're not running. Once you get in, then the scrutiny starts and that whole non-political patina kind of wears off. So his best bet, if he does decide to run, which he hasn't yet, would be to kind of get in when Obama and Clinton fatigue has hit at the end of the year, not too long before the New Hampshire primary, and then try to ride a wave. And, you know, he has the name recognition and the access to the money on the Internet to do it if he wants to.
And obviously, you'd want to also try to see if you could finesse this thing and wait till after the Nobel nomination. But
right,
Bill Clinton,
that's October.
Yeah, Bill Clinton has been promoting a Green Cities initiative to try to kickstart cleaner energy projects in 16 cities, and this isn't just in the country; it's around the world. A cynic or a political student might say this is a little green insurance for his wife's campaign in case Gore runs. You read it that way?
I think that's a little unfair. You know, Clinton was talking last year about all of this before Hillary got in the race, before there was this talk about Gore. I remember seeing him say, you know, they need some more these compact fluorescent bulbs. He was trying to make them cool and sexy, you know, giving a speech about light bulbs. So he's been doing this for a while. I think it's more along the lines of green is cool right now, and, you know, Clinton likes to be cool.
Get a load of them light bulbs. Unrelated to Mr. Gore, John, Iraq is still the issue. It trumps everything in the election. There have been stories about Senator McCain missing 10 of the last 14 roll calls, votes on Iraq. Right. It's not unusual for candidates to miss votes, but other candidates have not been as absent. Senator Reid's office called McCain on it. Is that politics purely, or could skipping votes actually materially hurt McCain?
Well, it could conceivably hurt him in Arizona. It's home state voters who care the most about that kind of thing. I think if he's asked about it on the campaign, he could plausibly argue, look, my position on Iraq is extremely well known. I'm hardly dodging votes. I'm just out campaigning. So I don't think this is something that'll hurt him particularly. He's got some bigger political problems right now. His campaign arguably is not in very good shape. And, you know, it used to be that Rudy Giuliani, for instance, looked like an annoyance to McCain. But his lead over him in the polls has held up consistently week after week after week. So McCain's in a hole, and he's got to figure out how to get it going.
Jonathan Alter of Newsweek and MSNBC, many thanks as always. Have a great weekend.
Thanks a lot, Keith.